If you want to know the best farming spots in the entire game, you are in the right place. With over 100 hours of experience, I've optimized 5 farming methods, allowing me to provide you with the fastest and most efficient spots that will save you precious time. Following these methods will let you earn a crazy amount of 1.1 million to a whopping 2.6 million Faze per hour, so you can buy every weapon and item that you want or break the rest of the game easily. Like for example, the upper cell or prison spot in Insula Carcere is one of the best methods in Endgame, which allow you to farm 2 distracted elite enemies easily with my burst bayonet setup. As mentioned, you'll be finding the said spot in Insula Carcere, which is the last region in the game, in the present timeline, and I'm showing the actual location on the screen right now. I usually explain in detail why I use a certain item in a build, but since we have a lot of spots to cover in this guide, I will be showing you the build overview of each setup. This build requires a level 65 to a 70 setup for us to burst all of the targets effectively and is powered by the Raider's bayonet. This is one of the best bayonets in the game. The whole idea of the build is to increase the user's bullet damage to a maximum or greatly boost the Raider's bayonet offensive skills to burst down targets. And as always, every item used in this build and the upcoming ones has its drop locations clearly provided in the description for your convenience. To start your actual method, head to the upper prison area near the missile you started from. Head to the first cell on the right and cast Sacrificial Edge and Range Impact near the first cell door to buff your character with more damage. Target the elite enemy with the sword and immediately cast Fusillade Rondo to damage the sword enemy. This guy will either be staggered because of the other's enemy attacks or the sword enemy will approach you. Either way, finish the enemy with a normal bullet. Target the next enemy and gain a little bit of stamina and cast another set of Fusillade Rondo to damage the big guy next. And 2 shots of bullets are enough to end the fight. Take out a regular enemy on the left with a normal bullet and return to the missile to end the run. Rinse and repeat. Each run takes around 32 to 34 seconds with reset and loading times included. It gives you almost 9k Faze per run. Do this method for an hour and we are looking at 972k worth of Faze per hour. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine, or consider supporting us on Patreon or by becoming a channel member today. And I appreciate your support. The Lunar Rapace's Jose section spot is one of the best spots in the entire game, allowing you to hunt different kinds of endgame enemies stationed near a resurrection stone for easy runs. This spot can be found in Lunar Rapace's, which is the second to the last area of the game, and I am showing the location on the screen right now for your convenience. This specific method and spot is the best spot to grind in this area, especially if you need Faze, since there are a lot of boss encounters in Lunar Rapace's. We are still using the Raider's bayonet build like in the previous spot, it's just that we have a level 80 character this time. The idea remains the same, which is to give the build as much firepower as possible so our bayonet shots and skills will hit like an absolute freight train. To start the actual method, approach the pack of enemies near the resurrection stone, but not too close. Buff yourself with range impact and sacrificial edge to have the highest damage potential, targeting the big guy in the middle of the pack, and cast the Fusillade Rondo and finish the enemy by shooting it twice. Target the second enemy on the right and shoot it twice as well, which is more than enough to take it down. The same thing applies to our last target on the left. Once all of the first 3 enemies are dead, return to the missile to reset the run, rinse and repeat. Each run takes a lightning fast 23 to 25 seconds with reset and loading times included, and gives you 7k worth of Faze per run. Stick to this method for an hour and we are looking at a whopping 1.1 million Faze, which is more than enough to get you going in this area. And if you are following my farming guides lately, you already know the Immortal Wanderer is one of the absolute best enemy or spots that you can take advantage of in the game. With the best equipment at endgame, it's no surprise that this method reaches even better gains per hour. In this method, we can burst down the Wanderer by just casting 2 Looming Slash, which is insane compared to my mid-game method. The key missile for this method is the Abandoned Farm missile, so head there first. And follow my map pointer here to pinpoint the location of the Grotto Military Side Dungeon, which is the key spot for this method. Once you arrive in the location, touch the Resurrection Monument, and this is the key tool when resetting our runs later on. And as mentioned, I featured this spot in my mid-game farming spot video, so if you want to access this method in mid-game and start earning millions of Faze, this video is linked in the description or find it by clicking the card here. We are heading to the best of the best spots in the entire game, and I will be suggesting late game equipment and locations that may contain spoilers, so take this as my friendly warning. Just like in my mid-game farming method, I'm still using my Burst Samurai Katana build, but of course, with better gear this time and with a character level of 80. While using a Cursed Masamune, which is loaded with the best Looming Slash build and the best raw damage boosting buffs in the game. Zenon is our main partner for this method, so keep that in mind. Start the actual method by heading inside the military site from the Resurrection Stone. Cast Sacrificial Edge and Adrenaline to have a huge damage boost, and quickly turn to your left. Just like in my mid-game method, wait for the Wanderer to teleport first and wait for the specific attack that it will do. For this instance, the Wanderer casts his purple AoE magic attack. When this happens, cast 2 Looming Slashes to quickly end the fight. Then return to the Resurrection Stone to reset the run, rinse and repeat. We are actually strong enough to face tank attacks. And for this specific run, the Wanderer casts her Golden Magic projectile attack. So when this happens, ignore the projectiles and cast 2 Looming Slashes to end the fight in a flash. While I've broken down all of the Wanderer's attacks in detail in my mid-game farming spot video, so I suggest checking it out if you are having a hard time dealing with the Wanderer's attacks. Each run takes around a lightning fast 26 to 28 seconds with reset and loading times included, and gives you 10k Faze per kill. In an hour of consistent farming, we are looking at a whopping almost 1.4 million Faze per hour, and that is a lot. You are about to see the best of the best spots in the entire game, and the Ceiling Spire is one of the absolute best methods there is, allowing you to farm late game enemies easily with my improved bayonet setup. Ceiling Spire is the last area in this game, and you will never miss this location, since you and your party members will start in this area once you access the Spire, which is part of the main story. The suggested level for this method is around level 75 to 80, and I am still using the same Raider Bayonet Burst build, equipped with few changes like better gear. Accessing Ceiling Spire will also allow you to finally get S-rank blood codes, and for this instance, I am using Holy's blood code and chose her as my main partner. The boosters are the same compared to the previous methods, so make sure to equip the exact ones for you to replicate my exact results later on. While for the actual method, it is actually simple. From the first missile in this area, follow the straightforward path that will eventually lead you to our key enemies in this method. Then head to the entrance of the Spire, and at the trapdoor, cast your range impact and sacrificial edge buff for maximum damage. Close in on the target but not too close, and target the big guy and rain down Fusillade Rondo over it to deal huge damage. Once the animation of the Fusillade Rondo is done, immediately cast Energy Cleave to take down the large enemy and possibly take down the regular bionic skeletons with it. Cast another Energy Cleave to wipe the other remaining skeletons, then end the run. Get all of the possible loot and fast travel back to the missile to reset the run, rinse and repeat. There are certain cases where a remaining bionic skeleton does not approach you immediately, so your energy cleaves will miss it. If that happens, just manually shoot the enemy before fast traveling back to the missile. Each run takes around 27 to 30 seconds with reset and loading times included, giving you almost 13k Faze per run. Doing this method consistently for an hour will give you a whopping 1.5 million to 1.7 million Faze per hour. But what if I told you that the Ceiling Spire is not even the best spot in the entire game? The Upper Prison or Cell Year 2207 is hands down the best farming spot in the game, giving you an out of this world from 2.2 million to a mind-blowing 2.6 million per hour, which is more than enough to set you up for New Game Plus. This spot will allow you to easily clear and farm 2 elite guard enemies without a hassle, giving you insane Faze per run. Just like the Ceiling Spire, you will never miss this location since it is part of the main story. This spot can be accessed in the upheaval era of 2207 in Insula Carcere, which is of course I'm showing the location on the screen right now. I have 2 farming builds for this spot. The first one is the build that you can access before the real final battle takes place, just in case you find the final boss difficult. This suggests a level 75 to 80 character, and also suggesting the same Raider's Bayonet build, but the main difference here is that we are using a second weapon to have access to more damage buffs, while slotting in all of my previously suggested boosters for maximum damage per second. The best thing about this method is how easy it is for us to do it. After exiting the structure you are in, near the second body on the ground, cast a Somatic Zeal and Overdrive slotted on the second weapon, and quickly switch to the Raider's Bayonet for the main weapon. Then cast the staple Sacrificial Edge and Range Impact buffs to take out the Elite Gunner in front of you. Sprint towards the second enemy and target the Elite Swordsman. Bait the enemy passes the stairs and quickly cast Fusillade Rondo to deal tons of damage. The enemy is most of the time will perform a slow arching sword attacks, and this is where we end the fight with normal bullets. Then fast travel back to the missile to reset the run, rinse and repeat. While if you cast your Fusillade Rondo too early, there's a chance that the enemy will enter Bloodthirst mode. So when that happens, just wait for the Bloodthirst animation to finish, then end the fight with normal bullets. There are also instances where the sword enemy will leap and charge at you, so when that happens, just dodge the attack first before pulling the Fusillade Rondo. With this post-game build, each run takes around 28 to 30 seconds with reset and loading times included, and gives you a whopping 17,500 phase per run. If you do this consistently for an hour, we are looking at an insane 2.2 million phase per hour. Since you stayed till the end of the video, I mentioned that I have two builds for this spot. My post-game samurai build can even perform better in this spot, allowing you to earn an out-of-this-world 2.6 million phase per hour. And let that sink in for a minute. This is a post-game build, which means we do have access to the best items in the game, especially that blood code that I will not mention out loud. Still equipped with the same cursed Masamune katana, but with a different set of skills this time. While we are still using the Raider's Bayonet in this setup as a sub-weapon, and for us to have access to buff stacking. I'm also showing the straightforward traits for this build so you will understand how it works. Make sure to buy military rations from Jadwiga's minion located in Forward Base 2 in Corroded Scar. The actual method is pretty much easier this time. Exit the structure you are in and consume a military ration placed in your shortcut, and cast Sacrificial Edge and Overdrive buff while using the Raider's Bayonet. Target the ranged enemy first and fire 4 consecutive shots to take it down. Switch to your main katana and cast Blow of Madness and Flashing Fang to stack a huge amount of damage. Approach the sword enemy and quickly cast a Looming Slash to one-shot the guy out of existence. Then fast travel back to the missile to reset the run, rinse and repeat. With my broken samurai build, each run lasts around a lightning fast 26 to 28 seconds, so in an hour of consistent farming, we are expecting an out-of-this-world 2.6 million phase per hour. Truly the best pass in the entire game, but what if you just started the game and want to have the perfect start possible? My progression guide will give you a step-by-step walkthrough, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.